Hi, Dr. Paul Haider here. Now, I'm going to talk about 7 ways to thrive during challenging times. And I have to say, these are challenging times that we are living in right now. And I especially had somebody ask me the other day for the millennials how they could thrive. And this actually is applicable to all people, and especially the millennials because they're coming up in this age and they're you know, having to deal with this world. And so we can thrive right now. There's absolutely no doubt about it. The first part is taking care of your mind. A lot of people are going crazy right now. We've had more in this day and age in the last 10 years, and I see in the future more suicide prevention hotline people, people calling in, and more people taking their own lives, and more people just going losing it in general than at any, and more mental health problems than any other time that we've known in history. And so it's really important that we take care of our mind on a regular basis. And, most people don't. They don't take anything into account about their mind whatsoever. But this is like a computer, and we actually get rid of viruses on our computer. We get rid of junk on our computer. We update them and all kinds of things. Do we do anything for our mind? No. And that's where, taking the time to do meditation every day is super, super important. I put in an hour every morning and an hour every evening. And I've known people who have gotten a hold of me lately, and they've been doing TM or Vipassana, and, they're doing 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and they said, it's not working for me right now. I still feel stressed. And I said, go to 45 minutes to an hour, and lo and behold, they were back and feeling really great again. We have so much stress going on that we really need to take care of our mind. My dad was a person who died young of stress at the age of 57. And if I could have taught him to meditate, he had a stress heart attack at 57. So if I could have taught him to meditate, everything would have been different. Maybe he would have been here right now. That would have been great. So it's really important that we allow ourselves to make changes. Actually, when we meditate, when we're in what we call beta mode right now, we have a really fast EEG wave going on. And then when we go into the meditation state, where it's actually a very slow waveform, very little is happening. It's actually kind of shutting down the computer for a while and allowing it to go into a state of a deep rest. Actually, you get more rest in meditation than you do in sleep because our mind is still going during sleep. And sometimes you wonder why you wake up more tired than when you went to bed. All those dreams and different things. I had a dream last night. So it is not a time of super deep rest. We do get some deep delta rest time, maybe 20 minutes, but that's not enough. I know millionaires who do 3 or 4 hours of meditation every single day, and they only need 3 hours of sleep. Why do you know? And so, and you are living in a world that wants you to live fast all the time. And sometimes you have to do what you need to do. And I think it's really important to have the mental capabilities to be able to do that. I've had so many people, I like 3 or 4 times yesterday, people were overwhelmed with stress, people getting a hold of me. And they didn't know what to do, and I suggest that they learn meditation, learn TM, learn Vipassana. These are the 2 gold standards to go by, and it will make a huge difference in a person's life. There's absolutely no doubt about it. That's taking care of mind, and also contemplating, doing prayers, that type of thing is really important, and being in silence. Silence is golden. Most people don't know how to be in silence, and that's absolutely positively important. If you have the radio going, you have music going all the time, that is really doesn't allow the mind to calm down just a little bit so you can find your own peace deep down inside and find yourself and find your own answers deep down inside. And that's what meditation is about also. And so it's really important to do those two important things. Taking care of the body. You know what? My dad was one of these people who would take care of everybody else. You got to go to your doctor's appointment, and you got to take care of yourself. You got to do this, got to eat right, all these different things, but he never took care of himself. And so, not good. You know, the only one we can really take care of is the one we see in the mirror, and we got to do the exercise. You know, I put in that 7 miles of walking each day. Even Dr. Kempner, who was at Duke University, when people were, 300 pounds, and he would put them on a diet, and he said, I didn't lose any weight today. And he said, walk another mile. So he would recommend 7 miles a day, and he would say, go walk another mile, make it 8. And I walked 7 to 8. I've walked 12 miles, 15 miles before. I think it's really, really important. It also helps with the mind. You know, all that time of walking is another time that you can be contemplating is also. And we have to work out with the weights the older we get. And make a habit now. Work out with the weights so you can build up your muscles. You know, I'm not a weakling. You can see in some of my workout videos. I'm going to be 65 on the 10th, and I feel good. I have no aches, no pains, no nothing in my body. I don't take any medications, anything. I hardly take herbs. It's all about diet, diet, diet. Go to paulhaider.com and click on my diet, and you find my Dr. Haider's Whole Foods Plant-Based Diet and Lifestyle, and I stress the lifestyle part of it. And it's about working out, getting exercise, eating a plant-based diet, and taking the supplements I recommend there, especially the chlorella and the B12 and the B complex, and you'll be doing good. Most of the diseases that we have now are caused by diet. And if you want to live a long life, you want to feel great, then we need to change this. I can see in the future where eating animal products will be something that disappears. And I see this coming 20, 30 years down the line. It will just not be something that we do. There are millions of people in the world that don't eat animal products now anyway. And we are growing, and a lot more of us are understanding it from just a purely scientific place. We even got I just was reading an article from an MD talking about how inflammation is caused by eating any animal product. 7 different ways it causes inflammation in the body. So this is an important thing, to exercise, build up your muscles with the weights, do that walking, you know what I mean, get that in every day if possible, do the swimming, the bicycling, whatever turns you on that way. Some of us like different things. If you have poor knees, bad knees or hips, or you can't walk, then swimming is a great thing because it's easy on the body. And putting in that 5 miles, 7 miles of swimming every day, that's a great exercise. Or putting in, at least 10 miles of bicycling every day. That would be really good also. Whatever you choose on a regular basis. Even Rich Rawls, which is a man who is a multi Ironman competitor. He does 5 Ironman races in 5 days. He's a plant-based man. Amazing. And he said, I wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't helping me, and I recover so fast on a whole foods plant-based diet. So there is your key to really enjoying a great life. Also, taking care of your spirit, that's really important. Take the time to pray, take the time to talk to your great spirit on a regular basis. I mean, I think it's really important. I spend an hour doing that myself, and it's really important to allow yourself to speak and allow the answers to come to you, because God will talk to you. There's absolutely no doubt about that. And most people have forgotten all about that in general. And I think it's super important. And remember that there are entities of light all around you trying to help you if we are just allow them to do their work and stay upbeat and positive, and because that's what the Great Spirit, God, wants you to do. Be upbeat and positive at all times. See the good in all things. You know, when we have negativity in our life and in general, and we see it a lot on the internet, people being so negative about everything, and it seems to be getting worse. And that creates a cascade of hormonal changes in our body, which starts to destroy our body from the inside out. And when we have upbeat, positive feelings about life, it creates a cascade of positive hormones running through our body, helping us to live longer. And I'm going to live to be 150. So, talk to your maker. You know, ask God which direction you should be going. You'll get an answer. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Allow yourself to talk to God on a regular basis. Relationships, it's super important. You know, I mean, a lot of people are cocooning themselves to the point where they're so much in fear that they don't have relationships these days. I see that more and more. Fear is the enemy. Absolutely, positively. Every time we're in fear, we're, like I said, we're creating that cascade of hormones in our body which are doing bad things to us. And we don't have a life. Yeah, it was a lady not too far from us. She was afraid to go out of her house just to go down and get a simple herb that would help her stomach, just in fear all the time. So really, you don't have a life when you have fear. And I think that's super important. And we have to allow ourselves to overcome that fear and have a relationship with other people. We are a relationship-driven people. We are social beings, absolutely, positively. And we need that nurturing interaction, be it with your church or synagogue or whether any kind of, you know, the elderly care center or a group of students that get together to play in a band, some kind of interaction that we have. Maybe you just go to dinner with friends on a regular basis. Also with your, you know, wife or your spouse or significant other, whoever it is, and to have somebody special in your life and somebody to love. That's the most important thing, someone to love and to get nurturing love back. We need that. We need love. And the more we spread love around the world, the more we help to get rid of the anger and hatred in the world. And we can do that. There's no doubt about it. And like I said, that also blends into the next step, which is social life. Having friends, that's important. Friends and relationships are everything. If you sit in the house alone, we cause that by ourselves because of the fear. You know, we're always waiting for somebody else to call us. And nobody ever does. I'm the person who calls everybody and talks to everybody, and that's really important because, you know what? I understand that they're waiting for that call. I understand that they enjoy conversation, but nobody's calling anybody. It's important that we reach out and love, actually express love to people. And when we have a social life, we feel better. Actually, our blood pressure comes down. We have less stress hormones. We, you know, gather in, all the nutrition is used in our body in the correct way. And we actually eat less because we just feel calmer. Also, there's a mind, your body, your spirit, your relationships, your social life, your financial life. Everybody puts all the emphasis on their financial life. And I think that's a real mistake. I know it's hard these days, but I think it's important to keep it in balance. And everybody is, a lot of people, in fact, are out of balance. They're working so much that they have forgotten that the important things don't come from money. You know, I live here in Puerto Rico, and back in the 50s, people had nothing. They lived up in the mountains. They, you know, they would have food, like they would raise beans. In fact, my wife and I were just talking about that this morning. They have rice and beans. They would have plantains and bananas and different types of beans and with different types of greens that they would grow and all kinds of different vegetables that they would grow. You know, pumpkin was another one that would on a regular basis would grow all the time. He had okra, they had eggplant, and on and on. And so they really, on a regular basis, they didn't have to work all the time. They found on a regular basis that they could survive just by living off the land. And I think it's really important that we move away from the cities. The cities are becoming so congested, so full of anger and hatred that I think we need to move away from cities and get into the country. Out in the country where we can have some land to spread our soul. There's absolutely no doubt about it. And a lot of people in the millennials are doing that. They're getting away from the big cities and they're having their own space for their kids to grow up on. You know, my dad was a rice farmer. We had 50,000 acres of land stretched out around us and big farms all over that went on forever. You know, we would be out there, doing all kinds of things. It was so much fun being a farm kid when I was, growing up. And I think it's really healthy, absolutely, to be out in fresh air, be out with lots of nature, and that's one thing that most people have missed out on, is not being connected to nature anymore. So, in taking care of that financial, I'm not going to tell you how to do it. Maybe you have your own business, maybe you work for somebody else. And I was just talking to a friend. He's in his late 20s, early 30s, and he was working for a company, and they would abuse him on a regular basis. Stand over him, yell at him, and just say terrible things to him. And my dad actually worked for a big company that would do that kind of thing to him. Finally, one day he just quit. And I recommended to this man that he do the same. And he's looking for a job, and he feels better. He gained about 30 pounds just because of the stress. If you're not being respected, it's a time to leave. And my dad actually ended up getting another job with another big corporate farm, and they loved him, and they took care of him. And they did everything to take care of my dad. And I wish he would have changed jobs, 20 years earlier, because there's no reason for that. Absolutely no reason to be abused. So allow yourself to find what niche works for you. I can't tell you what that'll be and how to make that money, but you will find it. And allow yourself to thrive in many different ways. And the last one I want to touch on is about your mind, body, spirit, relationship, social life, financial life, and your core beliefs. Your beliefs. What do you believe? Most people never write them down. What do you believe is important to you? Is family important to you? Do you spend time with family? Write down about 10 things that you believe are important to you. These are your core values. I believe that, taking care of my family is important, but you never spend time with your family. I believe time to exercise is important, but you never take time to exercise. These are you living according to your core beliefs? And I think that's super important. But most people don't follow what they know inside is deeply true. But when we write them down and when we take the time to bring them to light in black and white, everything changes. And then I would post that somewhere, and you can go back and say, am I living my life according to my core beliefs? And that's a powerful way of living, and a powerful process to work through. You can look at everything in your life every day. Is this living according to taking care of my family? Is this, living according to taking care of my body? All these different things, whatever you believe in. And make a list and make it count every single day. So these are just 7 areas that can make you enjoy life and thrive in great ways. And I hope you'll take that time to make your life peaceful, loving, calm, and find a direction which enlarges your soul and your heart, and so you can spread love to everyone and everything. This is all that's important, spreading love. That's the most important thing. Also, if you want to get a hold of me, all my contact information is down below. If you would like to have a consult, all my consults are free. My email is down below, my phone number, Skype, all these different things. Also, if you care to subscribe, that's greatly appreciated. Please tell others. And also, if you care to make a donation, that is greatly, greatly appreciated. And the link is down below also. But remember, most of all, beyond everything else, I love you.